The Minister for Works and Housing and Water Resources, Kenneth Gilbert Ajay, is calling for the timely execution of Phase 2 of the Blekusu Sea Defense Project intended to protect coastal communities in the Ketu South municipality of the Volta region. The minister, who toured the project on Wednesday, expressed satisfaction with the progress of work 4 months after President John Dramani Mahama cut short for the commencement of work. Let's touch base with my colleague Faisal Abdul Idris, who was a part of the minister's tour and joins us right now with a bit more in terms of the details. Faisal, you've repeatedly reported on the destructions caused by the sea to the communities living along the coast. Let's take your impression as well on the progress of work thus far. Faisal, if you could kindly unmute for us so we can hear you and the submission that it is that you're making. Faisal Abdul Idris is my colleague. Let's try one more time and give us what your impressions are as well. Well, it comes off as though there's a bit of a challenge in being able to hear Faisal. We'll try and rectify that, but the minister spoke to him and some other journalists. Let's take a listen to exactly what the minister said.
I must say that I am impressed about what is going on here, because I've been receiving payment certificates in the office. I've been asking myself, is the work really going on like the way these payment certificates keep coming? And I decided that today I'll pay a visit to ensure that whatever payment certificate that comes to my office to be signed, the actual work has been done. And truly, I've come to see that the work is really going on. The whole construction is supposed to be about 37 groins with about 220 meters interval for this 8-kilometer stretch. So if within this short period, they've been able to start working on 6 groins and looking at the work that is going on here, looking at the machinery, looking at the quarry, looking at the staff here, I think they are on track. They are even ahead of time. So I'm quite impressed with what is going on here. But still, we will encourage them. Not that I'm here encouraging them and then now they will know minister came here, so everything is fine. No. And the ministry is also ready to give you all the necessary support that you need, only if you are doing the right things.
We appreciate the work they are doing. There are some auxiliary facilities that comes with this whole project. They can start those ones at the same time so that the community will benefit from those auxiliary facilities like the coastal, the market, and so on and so forth. You know, they need not to wait. I know they have the capacity to deliver on those other projects. And I also urge the community to cooperate with the contractors. They shouldn't bring any impediment on the way of the contractors.
We rectify the connection with Faisal. We're going to him this time via the phone lines. Faisal, try and respond to me on that question as to whether or not, in your own assessment, the work has progressed as expected.
Yes, Ebata. President John Dramani Mahama on the 6th of March this year made his first visit to Salakofe Amutinu Agaveji when he returned to the office as President of the Republic. Then again, he followed up in July, when he actually undertook that ceremony that actually was to commence, to break ground for the commencement of work on the Phase 2 of the Blekusu Sea Defense Project. Yesterday, 4 months after I was there, and what I've seen so far indicates that work is moving on smoothly, and I am impressed. I want to point out that, in fact, if you look at life in these communities now, it appears that there is some sense of hope coming back to residents. The mere fact that they go to bed now with assurance that government is committed to executing this project is enough reason why there is some form of hope coming back and life coming back to the people. What is important to note is that this project, we were told that would see some 8-kilometer stretch of sea protection. We are expecting that at the end of the day, once this project is completed, the communities, including Salakofe, Amutinu, Agaveji, all the way to Adina, are protected from this destruction. It is also intended to bring back economic life. And so when President John Dramani Mahama did the groundbreaking in July, he indicated that there was going to be the building of some fish market, fish processing center, among other livelihood support facilities. We expect that once the project is completed, and by the statement from the minister yesterday, they think and are hopeful that this project is completed within time. Once that is done, I am hopeful that life will be back to normalcy for these people, and I'm highly impressed with what I've seen so far. And
in terms of what we've seen over the course of this year, we know there's been some level of distraction, but what's the status report as to the persons living there and living with the sea and the challenges they've had?
A few more of the housing units that were to be built started under the previous administration. A few more have been completed. The displays have been moved there. So a good number of them are still sleeping under tents. I see the tents just by the roadside. Some are still cohabiting with families and friends in other communities, including Benue, among others. But let me point out also that between the period that work commenced today, we haven't seen any further distraction except for the collapse of the Amutinu Basic School. Part of it collapsed some 2 months back when another tidal wave incident happened. Apart from that, we haven't seen any further distraction since. And so, like I indicated earlier, there's some sense of hope, some sense of renewed life for the people. And so, for those who have been displaced over time, they are still, putting up in these structures, including the few completed structures under the housing project.
Faisal, thank you very much for those details. That's my colleague Faisal Abdul Idris speaking to us, and we'll move